Shalom, shalom. I'm your captain, Captain Shamshuan, the water for logging in with us here at the Light of Zion. This is another Wednesday Wisdom. Sorry we had some technical difficulties last week, so I re-uploaded another class I had did. And so to get this started, sorry, Salah. Turn this down. But again, the water for logging in here with me. I'm about to go with some deep scripture dealing in the weariness of man, that we can keep the law, statutes, commandments in this way. Quick reminder, Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30. Bring That Out radio show. Tune in here at the Light of Zion page every Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30, where the powerful Chief Minister Shalimar and the Captain of Captains Amawan, by the Lord Yah, as they dive into hot topics that's going through in this nation, in the world, abroad, and that we bring it out. We got DJ Baruch in the building, spinning the ones and twos, and bringing out that good Israelite music that you can bob and listen to throughout your day. Tune in soon. We will have a channel dedicated to just Israelite music that you can tune into throughout your week or even your day at work, our sessions, or even just songs, period. So I'm asking all of Yasharala, if you have any music, good Hebrew music that enlighten the people and let the people know who they are, please send it over. Send us a link so we can even put your videos in. And that's what we're about here, giving shout outs to all of Yasharala, no matter what camp you with or who you are gathered with. We still trying to promote Yasharala at the end of the day, that the repentant can see how we get down as Israelites and bringing in and dealing with this truth. And as you know, Wednesday Wisdom, I'm a little late today, but my schedule switched up at work, so I'm seeing what kind of hours I might try to incorporate here at Wednesday Wisdom. Will be a good time to get the class started. You know, I love that 7 to 9 block, but hey, that was how work was running, but work is a little different now. So let me know in the chats or send messages of what would be a good time for you guys to tune in and listen to and bring out the word. Shalom. Thursday, if you are in the South Florida region, come through on Thursday where we have soldier class. Tune in and that you get done. My Aki, I tell you, tune in that you can, not tune in, but come through the school with the powerful captains of Mar as he goes over teaching the soldiers how it means and what it means to be a soldier in the army of the Most High. Friday, Elder Bishop Blackpalau or Monetazak, Captain Monetazak, they dive into the history of Yasharala. You can catch their class around 8:30 p.m. And that class lasts around a good 2 hours, and a lot of information comes out in that class. So tune in. And as you know, Shabbat Service, we start here at 12 o'clock sharp, and Treasure Coast, 1 o'clock sharp. Who else we got? Miami-Dade, Lee County, 12 o'clock sharp. Tune in over there if you are in those regions. Reach out to them brothers if you're on Homestead. And we soon be trying to get down to Key West and get some brothers built up down there. We're trying to spread this truth through the four corners. So like, subscribe, and share as always. And Highlands County, tune in to them brothers. They got their channel up and they going out into the streets preaching that good truth. Brothers in Augusta, Georgia, you can tune into their Friday class as they dive into the scriptures and bring out that good truth. So we always here, and we're here for the people, trying to bring it out for the people. Again, tune in to all the different things we got going on here at the Light of Zion. With no delay, let's dive into these scriptures. Again, the title of this class, The Weariness of Man. We go through these days, knowing that we in these last days, but some people just live their life, as they say, that YOLO, you only live once type stuff, but not knowing that, hey, you have been here before. I'm gonna touch on a few scriptures on that, not a lot, but to get the understanding of why we gotta do what we gotta do. And the weariness the Most High puts on us is for a reason. Some people are born into a cursed state, worse than others, but we gotta, as they say, play the cards that we're dealt, knowing that we can always go back and find comfort in the scriptures. That's why these scriptures are still here. The scriptures ain't going nowhere. So people can understand that who they are in these last days and what we should have comfort in is these scriptures. So with no further delay, let's get started. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of a Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the power and the Abba by him. As you know, we always start out with that scripture so we can understand in our words and our deeds. We always got to give thanks to the power that's in heaven, which is our Abba, in the name of a Mashiach Yahushua. So let's dive right into it. Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 40, and I'm going to start at verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. Now, if you didn't know, everybody that's here now, we are the sons of Adam due to the fact that the flood happened. If you look at the lineage through Adam, Adam was not the first man on the globe, believe it or not. There was other people here with Adam, but Adam was put in charge over everything. The same way Israel right now is put in charge of everything, but Israel fell off. So, but at the end of the day, Adam is the first of the creatures who the Most High plucked up and chose. And through that, we're here through Adam, because Adam's genealogy went all the way down to Noah and his 3 sons. Flood. This is why it says the sons of Adam. So we are the sons of Adam today. But even through the sons of Adam, it was a chosen seed line. Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Japheth, and Shem. Chosen seed line, Shem. So on and so forth. Break it down through the lineage. Abraham comes. Abraham had 2 seeds, Isaac and Ishmael. Out of those 2, you know who was chosen. Isaac was chosen. Ishmael was not chosen. But Ishmael deals with the people that deals in that Quran. Isaac deals with the scripture still. Through Isaac, 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. One was chosen, Jacob. Jacob's name was turned to Israel. That's why we have what we have now. There's a lot of groups of people on the globe, but there's one chosen seed line. That seed line is Abraham, through Isaac. Now we got Jacob. So I'm going to start at the top. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. The mother of all things is the earth. Do not get it confused. It's not talking about God, mother, God. No. Scriptures don't deal in that nonsense. So people who like to go around talking about a woman is God, she is not. There's only one Most High. He's the creator of all things. Woman do hold, I repeat, the woman holds the child, the man implants the child. The man carries the seed, the woman carries in a sense, the womb, which is considered the earth. But let's get some precepts dealing with that. Not just on that, but the creation of man in a sense. We're going to go to Job, chapter 5 and verse 7. The book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 7. I'm sorry, verse 7. Yet man is born into trouble, and as the sparks fly upward, man is born into this trouble. You might ask yourself, how are we born into trouble? Not realizing that when you die, and I'm jumping ahead, but I'm gonna still keep it in context. Man dies, body goes back to earth, spirit goes back to the Most High. Every spirit goes back to the Most High. This ain't Christianity, where Christianity teaches you that, how can I say it? When you die, if you've been a good person, you go to heaven. If you've been a bad person, you go to hell. That's not true according to the scriptures. Everything is served right here on the planet Earth. If you come back, and we all have here before, but I'm going to touch on those scriptures as well. But let me keep going. We're going to go to Job. Again, we're still in Job, chapter 14 and verse 1. Job chapter 14 and verse 1. Man that is born of woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. That is breaking down the fact that when we're born into this trouble. We're cut down as well, just like a flower is cut down, so sooner or later. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. A shadow is only seen for a moment in time. The sun shift, shadow shift, till the shadow can be no more if there is no shade. And dost thou open thy eyes upon such a one, and bringeth me into judgment with thee. We can't open our eyes like that and bring into judgment everyone, but the Most High will be the ultimate judge at the end of the day. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. And that's the Most High. The number, when we're born, our clock has been punched. When are we going to perish? And the only person who has this information is the Most High. He knows our number, and our numbers are already been written. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. The Most High pointed to where our time is cut short on this earth. On earth, when we're born, and this person might ask, well, why did this child have to die at 7 months or 2 months? Why was he even born if the Most High is going to take him? Why did this person that commits this wickedness get to live to this age? The Most High has already determined who's going to live to what. He set the bounds. And there's, in a sense, there's nothing we can do about it. The Most High is not in the heavens being surprised about anything that we are doing. We cannot surprise the Most High with our actions. It already is forewritten what we will do. And we will do that and carry out those things according to the Most High's will. Let's get to Psalms chapter 104 and verse 29. The book of Psalms chapter 104 and verse 29. Let me get it. Thou hiddest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. And as we already know, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. As that's the only thing that I say Christianity and the preachers get right during the funeral. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Because when we're doing this burial, all we dealing with is a shell of a thing. The spirit has already went back to the Most High. The Most High is determining what he's going to do with that spirit. Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. The spirit is in the man. It goes back to the Most High. And it's going to constantly, I'm going to bring out a couple more scriptures on that throughout the class, but to show that the spirit was created. The Most High created these things. And as some people like to say, oh, energy can't be what's the saying? Energy can't be dispersed. It's just put in a different place. Can't be destroyed, you feel me? Not knowing that the Most High created all these things. But here come man always trying to philosophize everything, thinking they know what the Most High is about. But they never thought that, let's dive into these scriptures and see what the Most High really got to say on these things. And thou renewest the face of the earth, not realizing our body go back to this earth. The earth is being renewed again because of our ashes. You ever tried to grow a tree? What's some of the best stuff you can use to grow a tree or a plant?
Fertilizer, compost.
And what does that come from?
The earth. Comes from what goes?
Huh?
Comes from what goes from the earth. The manure, the animals, the compost, the fruit.
But what are they though? When you say manure, you feel me? Some people use manure to grow things. What does that come from? What is manure?
It's poop that comes from a horse.
Not just a horse. You got cow.
No.
All animals has and it's, I ain't gonna even bring that up. But all animals have doo-doo. Even human has doo-doo. It's doo-doo. But you'll think about it like, damn, should I use my own feces to put in my plant to grow it? Why not? What about a cat? What about a dog? All these things are renewable sources. Reason being is because what you done ate, you utilize in your body, and you expound the stuff that's destroyed in your body. You ever heard about people that catch fish, and you cut the head off the fish? Those who clean fish, you might cut the head off in the insides. You know, you can use that to grow vegetables.
The head, the fish head?
The fish head and the guts and everything. You can put that right in the ground on a tree or a plant, and it will strengthen that plant and make it grow. You ever saw that before?
I didn't see that, but I can see that happening.
But why though? Because it's renewing the earth. Because what did it come from? It came from the earth to begin with.
It's just adding more minerals into it.
That's it. It's going to take what it can use and dish what it can't use. The same thing with our body. Our body, we eat foods, it take what it can use and discharge what it can't. A plant doesn't breathe oxygen, you know that, right? What does a plant breathe?
Carbon dioxide.
And what does it exhale?
Oxygen.
What do we breathe in?
Oxygen.
What do we exhale?
Carbon dioxide.
See how that cycle of life goes? See how the Lion King was right on some things? The circle of life. But the Most High already told us this. This is what refreshes the earth, our dead bodies. Believe it or not, there's a place called the Devil's Punch Bowl. It's in Georgia. The reason they call it the Devil's Punch Bowl is because during this period of time back in the day, they used to take slaves and hang them, kill them. And there was this one spot in Georgia where they came in and said, yeah, we're going to help you. They took people out, left some of them behind, and the people that was left behind, in a sense, they starved them to death. But over time, trees and plants start growing there. This is the most fertile place in Georgia. And they got peach trees on the land. They say if you taste these peaches, it's some of the sweetest peaches ever. But who will really want to eat a peach that has been, it's a bunch of peach trees, but who will want to eat that knowing that the soil that's been fertilized with are a bunch of dead bodies?
Of slaves.
Of slaves.
Eat them up.
But some white people don't even want to eat it. You feel me? It's a taboo spot to go to, but yet they have it. Some people will, what? Why does it taste so great? Because of our bodies. It's tripped out to say, but people will think like, dang, why would you use a human body to fertilize a plant? What else are you going to do with it? True indeed, it might be your loved one. Oh, that's my loved one. You know how these rappers talk about dumb stuff? I'm going to cremate you, turn your bodies to ashes, and I'm going to smoke it. That's the most idiotic thing ever. How are you smoking something that's already been burnt? I don't know.
You smoke.
I don't know. How can you smoke ashes? It's already burnt.
That's an abomination.
It is an abomination, but that's what our people get caught up in. Our people get caught up in this. But I'm just bringing out the thing dealing with the Devil's Punch Bowl, knowing that these things is what it is. The scripture just told her it renews the face of the earth. This is what our bodies does. Our body ain't nothing but a shell. It's already on borrowed time to begin with. Releasing this body out. Releasing it. So the best thing we can do is do what the Most High told us to do with the bodies, that it can maintain as long as it pushes us to go forth. Because if we already got a time limit on it, right? Now, if you misutilize your body, the Most High say, okay, you're going to live to 80. Now, you don't misutilize your body. Now, you got to go 30 years when you could have treated it right. But now you got to limp through, hip messed up, knee messed up, everything messed up, and you in a wheelchair, can't wipe yourself, clean yourself. But the Most High say, yeah, you're going to die at 80, and you don't mess your body up at 50. You still got 30 years to go. And now you're trying to take yourself out. Because that's not a life, really, is it? Can you consider that a life? You're not doing what the Most High put you here to do. But we're going to get that. Psalms, what was that, 30 I just read? We're going to go to Psalms 146. So we got to understand this. And the weariness of man that's going through all of this, because we deal with jobs and we wake up and we like, damn it, I don't want to go to work. Oh, I don't want to go do this and I don't want to go do that. That's part of the turmoil we got to deal with, because we did break the laws of the Most High Power. So we got to deal with this thing. But Psalms 146, verse 3 through 5. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Now that Son of Man ain't talking about the one we call the Son of Man, Hamashiach Yahushua. That's just talking about people, period. His breath goes forth, he returned it to his earth. You see that part? His breath goes from him. He returneth to his earth. Our bodies return back to the earth, same as our breath. What does the earth breathe in? Carbon monoxide. We breathe out carbon monoxide. Our breath goes back, literally back to the earth. In that very day, his thoughts perish. And the same thing goes with the dead body. When our thoughts perish, I mean, we're dead. And the Most High is going to take that body and put it right back to the earth. Best thing is you dig a hole, drop that body in it, cover it up. Let the nutrients and the worms have its fill. A worm is essential to some sort because it the nutrients in it. Happy, verse 5, did I say 5? Yeah. Happy is he that has the Most High of power for his help, whose hope is in the Most High, his power. And that's one of the things. You can be on two spectrums. You can deal with the Most High rightfully, or you can go against the Most High and deal with him wrongfully. And when I say wrongfully, you on his bad side, on his left side. So a couple more. Psalms chapter 1. My bad. Yeah, Psalms 1 through 4. I don't think that's Psalms I wanted. Is that Psalms? That's not what I wanted. But I'm going to read it anyway. Because I just brought out that too. The both. Psalms chapter 1. I'm going to read 3 through 4. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth, he shall prosper. He doeth shall prosper. Verse. Yeah, that wasn't it. I think I wrote down the wrong thing. Let's see what that was. Get this. Salat, family, Salat. I wrote down the wrong thing. I was riding in Psalms and got too happy. Go to my other notes. I wrote down. Oh, my bad. That should be Ecclesiasticus. That's what I want. Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 and verse 3. That's what I want. What profit have a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. But the earth abideth forever. Jump down to verse 13. And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under the heavens. This sore travail that the Most High giveth the sons of man to be exercised through therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Because everything we do up under the sun can be considered vanity and vexation of spirit. How would you say that? How can we say it's vanity and vexation of spirit if we're doing things up under the sun? Who do you do it for one?
You're doing it for yourself.
A lot of people do a lot of things for themselves. So when you look around, you see the people, why are they doing that? Are they doing it for the Most High? No, a lot of us don't do the things we do for the Most High. We do it because that's what I want. I want that, and then that's what I'm going to do. And with doing those things comes vanity and vexation of spirit, because when it don't work out your way, you feel vexed. You feel vexed at the end of the day. I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under the heavens. This sore travail have God given. And just what we said in Sirach at the beginning, the Most High gave us this. This is part of the weariness of man. We go and work and do all these things and not realizing we putting the weariness on ourselves. But all we got to do is just change the thought process at the end of it. Wisdom of Solomon. Oh, nah, wrong button. We're going to get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and see what Wisdom of Solomon got to tell us since we searched it all out. I myself am a mortal man like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth, which is talking about Adam. And in my mother's womb was I fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months. And you say how long they say a baby should be here? 40 weeks. 4 times 10, you feel me? It's a reason why they say most babies should be born at week 40. That's 10 months. Scripture talked about this before, I'm just saying.
So what's 9?
Huh?
So what's the 9 month thing? 9 months are just early?
In a sense, because a lot of babies are born at 9 months, but you got to think about it. Some weeks have 5 weeks in it, but it's like a carryover type thing.
No time, some months.
But if you add it all up, it's literally supposed to be 10 months. If you do the math and all that, from the time of conception, then 10 months start ticking. Because we really don't know when conception happens. All they know, my period stopped. But a woman don't be like, y'all have the pleasure that comes with sleep, and she wake up the next day, I'm pregnant. I just know it. I'm pregnant. I can feel it already. No, you don't know that. Most women, my period didn't come on this month. What happened? We see it on the talk shows. But he was the only one. I'm sure I conceived around this time with him. He's not the father. What? Yeah, because it was Tom, Dick, and Harry 2 weeks prior. And you thought it was okay to do that. And 2 weeks later, you go sleep with your dude who you in love with, so-called. And try to put the baby on him now. And you could have been up front from the jump. Hey, I don't know if this is yours. Because no woman knows when she get pregnant. She only knows if her that seed doesn't drop. You feel me? And even when it comes to life, man has a set number of years on him. Think about this. A woman has a certain amount of eggs that's within her. When your eggs run out, that's it. Depending on what you're doing, some eggs are more fertile than others. Damn, why you ain't getting pregnant? Why you ain't getting pregnant? That egg wasn't fertile. That's why you can't plant seeds in every earth, because some parts of the earth is not fertile. But I put an apple seed right there. Why my apple tree ain't going? Because it's not fertile land right there. You utilize a good seed. But don't get me wrong, some seeds are tainted as well. All these things go into renewing the earth. The woman is considered, and that's another thing why they use that term, Mother Earth. What is it all about though? Who are you giving glory to, the earth or the person who created it? Most High ain't make no mistakes, man. Let me dive back. Verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man and the pleasure that comes with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in common air and fell upon the earth, which is like nature, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling cloth, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth, for all men have one entry into life, and the light going out. You can't get around that. We all come into this world one way, and we leave out another way, man. Death. Let's get back to Sirach chapter 40. Verse 2. Verse 2. I'm going to read verse 1 again. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. Same thing what Moses, Solomon told us and Ecclesiastes told us. From the day that they go out from their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. Their imagination of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause the fear of heart. And this is the things that happen to us. We go out here into this world not realizing we putting a sore on ourselves. Quick precept, Ecclesiastes 2, 21 through 24. 21. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 21. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity. Yet to a man that has not labored therein, shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and a great evil. For what has man of all his labor, and of vexation of his heart, wherein he have labored under the sun? It was vexation of heart for us to labor in this thing out here. You didn't leave a portion for your kids, which is evil and wicked. And you can simply say, you know what? I ain't gonna buy these pair of Jordans. I ain't gonna get this or get that. And let me at least get a life insurance policy. Let it be a good substantial amount that if something do happens to me, they're good.
That's what Marshall says.
Huh?
That's what Marshall says. If we all had, life insurance, these shootings or these things in the hood would be a whole lot less.
Yep. But would it really? All you'll see is more vexation of spirit now.
Oh.
You know how? Because you got your life insurance on Day Day and Pookie. They out there shooting and killing each other. Now the family about to fight over this life insurance policy. Especially if you got it at 100,000. Cats don't see that kind of money. And when they do get it in their hands, you think they're gonna do something smart with it? They about to go get them a donk, throw some rims on it, some candy paint, some music. I'm about to go get me some drip, and it's on and popping. It is going to be on and popping. But that's our people for you, though. All his labor and the vexation of his heart, wherein he have labored under the sun. For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief, yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. And it's not taking rest in the night. You can't sleep because you troubled about what you got to do the next day. What's going on with you? Verse 24. There is nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This I saw, that it was from the hand of the Most High. And let's read that again. That he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy there in his labor. That's one of the things they say when you get a job, get something you enjoy doing. Get something you enjoy doing. So as you doing your labor and you doing what you got to do, at least you enjoying it. And you ain't waking up talking about, darn it, I got to go to this job again. They got a song out talking about why money ain't free. Why you just can't give it to me. I don't want to work for nobody. I just want to keep doing me. Why money ain't free. Yeah, they got a song out there like that right now. And you got the thing, I never do nothing at work. I forget how the tune of that thing go, but they got a little meme talking about they don't do nothing at work. They just stealing company time. Yeah, that's the wild part, man. That's what we done got suckered into. That's what we done got suckered into. I'm starting at 2. Their imagination of things to come and a day of death trouble their thoughts and causes fear of heart. From him that sitteth on a throne of glory unto him that is humble in the earth and ashes. From him that weareth purple and crown unto him that is clothed with a linen frock. wrath and envy, trouble, unquietness, fear of death, and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep. You can't sleep. Do change his knowledge. A little or nothing in his rest, and afterwards he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch. So you sleeping, but yet you anxious. You steady trying to watch the time as you sleep, because you got a weariness of what's about to happen. How I'm going to get this next bill handled. How I'm going to pay this and how I'm going to do that. You're not enjoying what you do when you wake up. We all get caught up in this rat race, working from job to job, hand to fist, check to check. That's why I be trying to promote to my Akia, man, our Guafium. We got to build ourselves up. Credit is one of them ways. Starting your own business is another way. And utilizing the system. Don't let the system utilize you. There's things out there for us to do, but because we was put in a certain predicament, put in this captivity, and we wasn't fed certain knowledge, especially going to school, they teach us how to balance the checkbook without knowing that, hey, you really shouldn't be using checks. You should be using credit. The money that's in. And this is another dude said this. Why save money if they constantly printing money? Think about that. Why are we saving money if they're constantly printing money? Does that really make sense? And we keep going where I'm at. Right there. Verse 6. I'm going to start at verse 6. A little or nothing in his rest, and afterwards in his sleep, as in the day of keeping watch. Trouble in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle. If you escaped out of a battle, what are you doing? You're sweating. You haven't sweat. You're sweating in your sleep, man.
You're looking all over.
You're looking everywhere. You're trying to figure out what's going on. Such things. Wait, stop. When all is safe, he awaketh and marveled that the fear was nothing. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast. You see some of the videos when they say even the beast. You see the dog on the ground. He running. Like, what is you dreaming about right now? That boy dreaming about chasing somebody, a bone, or even running from somebody. And wake up barking. Ain't nothing make no noise. You just waking up barking just out the blue. Beast. The stuff is wild, man. And that is sevenfold more upon a sinner. Now, the righteous man is living and he's trying to, I ain't even gonna say a righteous man. A person that's trying to do what he should be doing. You feel me? He got one thing. But a sinner who's out there committing all kind of crimes, his sleep is 7 times fold harder. He got to look over shoulders. And they got this drill thing now. He got his ops trying to shoot at his highs, his mom highs, and everybody getting shot up. Why? Because it's sin. You out there just literally committing sin on top of sin without getting to care what's going on for your people. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These are some of the things that fall on that. These things are created for the wicked. All these things that are just named, death, bloodshed, strife, and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sake came the flood. You grab a couple of precepts. I'm going to go out of that to some more. Death, bloodshed, strife, sword, and calamities. Let's deal with that aspect first. It's a rock. We're going to go back one chapter.
That might be a good last stage precept.
Huh?
Good last stage precept. We're talking about things that go around here that happen these days.
What, the bloodshed, strife, calamities? Done. We can go back one chapter to chapter 39. We're going to start at 24. Yeah, we're going to start at 24 and read on down, man, to the end. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. The things that the Most High created, just like we read earlier. The drink, the eating, to be married, working, doing something you work for your good, stuff that makes you joyful. But for the wicked, drinking, he turns into a drunk, an alcoholic. Eating, you can become a gluttonous. You feel me? All these things, man. I'm going to start at 24 again. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things are for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grapes. What's the blood of the grapes?
Wine.
Huh?
Wine.
Wine, exactly. And oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the righteous. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. Let's start right there. How can water be for the evil? Because for the holy man, water is good. I can use it to plant my vineyards. I can drink a nice cup of water. But for the wicked, oh, I want to try to sell it. Dasani, I'm going to add salt to the water. Wait a minute, dude. Why are you going to add salt to the water, knowing that if I drink it, I'm going to still be thirsty? You're giving me salt water to drink, buddy.
I'm going to mess up Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan water still ain't fixed.
Still ain't fixed.
How many years it's been now? It's end up been a decade. I'm just guessing. I'm going to say a decade. It might be 8, 7 years, but that's still too long to have a whole city without good drinking water. That will turn evil for a man.
How do they still have a city? How is it still populated?
When you're in the rat race and you're working from check to check, mouth to fist, or mouth to toe, it's hard for you to say, okay, I'm about to leave. With what money? If you have no money, how can you just up and leave and go somewhere? But mind you, we all got these stimulus checks. If you utilize it properly, because a lot of people, they got to go out and buy water. But you have to stop doing certain things and put yourself on the budget where you can get out. But as you know, it's all part of the plot and plan. If we get these Negroes to leave, we come in and buy the property for pennies on a dollar. And now we can get the water right for us, build it up. And now we bought this for $5. Now I can sell it for $2 million.
And next thing you know, there's a Flint, Michigan water plant. It's the smoothest water in the nation.
You feel me? And that's all they waiting for, mind you. It's a dude that was in Flint, Michigan. He created a machine that takes air and turns it into clean drinking water. And guess what some idiots went and did? Damaged his stuff. Violated the man. Now who did it? I couldn't tell. But more than likely, hey man, I need some money to go over there and mess that up. More than likely. And it was probably some simple Negroes that probably just said, you know what? You a nerd. We don't want you. But that's our people, man. Honey and milk. The righteous can use that for good. Honey, you know what the honey is, right?
Scripture.
Huh?
Scripture. As in scripture, wisdom understanding.
I say that because it say, remember he said we going to go to a land full of milk and honey.
Good things.
Riches. The richness that we could have. We understand money is a defense. Those that keep the law, statute, commandments. But for those who don't keep the law, statute, commandments, money is power for them. With money comes power. That's what they want. That's why they got a whole TV show based on power. And it's about money. I really never watched the show, but I'm more than likely it's about money. How they can manipulate it. If you got the money, you got the power. That's what Tony Montana wanted to have, the power. So he thought he needed to go get the money. I go get this fancy car, I can get dude girl. Yeah, Scarface. In Scarface, they thought money was the power. We understand, again, money is a defense for us. But for the wicked, it's power. Wine, the fire, iron. All these things would be good for the righteous, but for the wicked, it turns into sin. They turn it into evil. Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. There's no such thing as a fallen angel. The Most High got evil spirits out here that does his duty, that does the work, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their fierce, and to please the wrath of him that made them. They pouring out the fierce anger of the Creator. They literally fulfilled that need for him. I feel like pouring out my fierce anger right now.
That's like that precept where it says our people caught like a bull in the neck, filled with the wrath of the Lord. Was that Lamentations?
Is that Lamentations?
Filled with the wrath. They are filled with the wrath.
Yeah, because in the last days, that is going to be us. We're going to be filled with the wrath. Oh, not that one. We are going to be filled with the wrath of the Most High. But right now, these angels are doing that. When that thunderstorm comes and it's flooding everything, why did this get flooded and that tsunami come? That's the fierce anger of the Most High being poured out right there. Where we at now? Oh, darn, I relaxed it. Verse 28 again. We're in Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of the destruction. They pour out their force, and to please the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hail, famine, death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts. So you're asking yourself, why did this pit bull just attack this lady? Attack this dude? How did this lion just jump out of nowhere and hit this man off the bicycle? Why is these panthers just running loose, eating and munching on? Why did the alligator just come in this man's yard? And why did the bear come through the door and the man fighting for his little dogs? These are my little dogs. You're not going to eat my little dog.
There's two she-bears chasing my children.
Yeah. Keep picking at the forehead bald guy. And see what happens. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, the sword. The sword is what? Also.
It's people.
The sword is the modern day gun. That gun was created for the vengeance of the Most High. But we get sad when we like, dang, why did this straight bullet strike down this little innocent girl that wasn't doing nothing? And you know why people get mad at God because of these things? Because they don't realize the idiotness, the craziness of my people. Let's just get cars with big motors and just, see, that's the wickedness of this world, man. But a straight bullet hits a little girl. She dies. At that point, they literally want to curse God. Because why did my little girl have to die from a stray bullet? Not realizing when she was born, the Most High said, set the bounds of, yep, this is your time to go. Age 6. And you look like, how can a creator do something like that? Not my God.
Not
Not my Jesus. Why Jesus doesn't do that? Because the preacher man haven't sat down and explained the scriptures to them, not knowing that, yes, they're going. But guess where did their spirit go? Right back to me. That was probably some kind of punishment the Most High wanted to put on that spirit at that time. And guess what's going to happen? He's going to take that spirit, put it right back into the earth. What the Most High got set up for that spirit, only He knows those things. We don't know those things, but we do understand that when we die, we go back up. After a period of time passes, however He see fit, that spirit comes back. But we're going to dive into the scriptures as well. I'm going to touch on it just a little bit. They shall rejoice in His commandments, and they shall be let me start there from the top. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in His commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress His word. So mind you, if that stray bullet came through, y'all be like, but what evil did she do? What? Again, we don't understand how the Most High decided to handle the thing. And as they say, we don't know what she did in her past life for those things to happen. Or even why He chose it to happen at this time. With certain things happening, it sets a chain of events to go through. When that happened, people could have stood up at that point in time for the Most High and told the people, man, lay down these guns. Why y'all out here just doing the most? Y'all out here just shooting all willy-nilly. And mind you, our people constantly back it up because we want to listen to the drill music. You know the song they got out right now, and it's popping. The dude that did the beat behind the white girl song. And they got a little thing on TikTok where dude naming all the different people he done killed. Dude is literally naming everybody he done killed, and people are listening to these songs and making TikTok videos about it. Oh damn, oh damn, oh damn. I found Corbin, how the thing go? He found Corbin, they found Corbin and his body was rocked. What? So you literally killed this dude, took him out somewhere, police found him, by the time they found him, his body was rocked. And you put that in the song. Smoking on Bibby. Smoking on this dude, smoking on that dude. Hence, what I said earlier, smoking on people's ashes. This is what our people get caught up in, man. Our people get caught up in this nonsense.
The Edomites even do that?
Do what?
Smoke people's ashes.
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah. They might put it with some shrooms or some marijuana, but they does it too. You ain't gonna hear about it like that, but you'll see it in movies.
People's ashes with shrooms and marijuana?
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy in this world. A movie comes to mind. How High. They literally smoked the man's ashes, and when they did it, they get to see him. He's dead, but he'll come back in the spirit form after they smoked the ashes. Or he took the ashes and missed and put it in a marijuana plant or something like that. And every time they smoked the plant, he appeared. Because they used the ashes as fertilization. Or it dropped in there by mistake. I forget how it happened. But yeah, they used somebody's ashes in a marijuana plant. Every time they smoked the plant, they became smart. Method Man and Red Man. They did a revamp of this movie. I didn't watch the revamp with DC Young Fly and Snoop Dogg, I think. Or, dang, what's the dude who Wiz Khalifa? I think he was in that. But yeah, craziness and wildness, man, is what this earth done fell into. But when it comes time, man, what are we really going to do? Verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Therefore, from the beginning, I was resolved and thought upon these things and have left them in writing. Sirach. He thought about these things, and for resolve, he left it in writings. We're reading them writings. All the work of the Most High are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season, so that a man cannot say, this is worse than that, for in time they shall all be well approved. And therefore praise ye the Most High with thy whole heart and mouth, and bless the name of the Most High. And that's one of the things we got to dive into and understand what's going on. Genesis 6. Because he said he was going to destroy the earth again, like in Noah days, because how it was filled with evil and wickedness. And we're heading back to those days, man. But he said before, I ain't going to do it no more with water. I'm about to use fire next time. So Genesis chapter 6 and verse 13. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. We'll jump down to verse 17. And behold, even I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. And that's the Most High bringing that thing right back, man. Ain't nothing we can do.
Question.
Come on.
The Most High gave us the rainbow after the flood.
Yep.
You think he'll give us something after the fire?
I don't know.
We'll see a new thing?
Well, yeah. And you know what that thing's going to be, I believe? The light that never goes out. We're in the kingdom where he's going to be able to sit up there with us on here on earth, but that light ain't going to never be extinguished. Day and night, we got the light with us. True indeed, that's the commandments, but at the end of the day, imagine that. That's why that's why when we out teaching, we like they're going to work from sun up to sun up. Sun ain't going nowhere. That sun's going to be right there, buddy. You ain't getting no rest. No rest for the weary. Same way we ain't getting no rest, you ain't going to have no rest. And that's going to be for all the nations. Everyone that had Yasharala in captivity and exploited the children of Israel, they're going to have the same exploitation done to them. But we're going to do it in a righteous manner.
Huh.
I'm going to read verse 10 again in the Sirach chapter 40, verse 10. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. These are some of the things that was created for the wicked. Jump to Genesis 3 real quick. And it came the flood. Genesis 3 and verse 19. In the sweat of his face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thy taken, and the dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Had to throw that out there again because we're going right back to that. All right, I should have went to 41 when I was in Sirach. Well, I'm gonna go back. Sirach chapter 41. Yeah, 8 through 13. Sirach chapter 41. Verse 8, we're going through 13. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, unrighteous men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High power. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. As I said before, the Most High will give you something to hang yourself. If ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. That's what we was talking about earlier. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. Like, dang, how did he die like that? Why? Because we was born unto a curse anyway. We not realizing what's about to happen, but if we was in tune more with the Most High, we'll be a better off dealing with the situation. All that are of the earth shall turn to the earth again. So the unrighteous shall go from a curse to destruction. The mourning of men is about their bodies, but an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. I'm going to read that again. The mourning of men is about their bodies. Why my baby had to die? You mourning the body now. Not knowing that, darn, you know what it's like out here in these streets. Instead of saying, you know what? All praise be to the Most High. She got hit by that straight bullet, but now she don't got to deal with all this wickedness that's on this earth. Imagine a grown-ass man raping her. Or anything that can happen to a little girl that's out here. Nobody didn't come take her and kidnap her and harvest her organs. Now she's going out crying and screaming for your name. Dad, help me. Mom, help me. And you know where to be found to help them. We mourn for the bodies. Not knowing that, hey, let's give praises to the Most High. I know it's hard to say that. Let me see if I can find that scripture real quick. Let me see if I can find that. Because as I'm saying that, I want to bring this out. Because this is some of the coldest thing that Yahushua said. What do you think some of the coldest things he said?
That Yahushua said?
Yeah.
Equal lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Some of the coldest things he said, one of the coldest things he said was this.
John 4:18.
What'd that say?
But thou hast had 5 husbands.
Nope. This, I'm going to start at Matthew chapter 8 and verse 18. Now when Hamashiach Yahushua saw a great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Yahushua said unto him, the foxes have holes and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. So this man said, hey, Christ, I want to go, but suffer for me, meaning take this on for me. Let me go bury my father. This is the man's father. My father just died. Let me go bury my father. And guess what Yahushua responded and said?
Let the dead bury the dead.
This is cold. That's cold to tell somebody. But Yahushua said unto him, follow me and let the dead bury the dead. You know, that's some cold stuff to say to a person. But you're the son of the Most High Power. And somebody asks you, suffer me a little while. Let me go bury my father. Don't leave yet, Christ. Stay right there. Let me go do this funeral, and I'll be back. Man, if you don't follow me and let the dead bury the dead, what could your response be to that? You gonna do what? That's my daddy. Man, you better let the dead bury the dead. Christ already knew. They already dead. They just don't know it yet. They just don't know it yet. The Walking Dead. That's cold, man. That's something real cold to tell a person. Let the dead bury the dead. I'm just saying, if Christ said that, and he's the person that you say is your Jesus, what do you think of Christ will tell you after your daughter got shot? Hey, come follow me. But my baby, let me bury my baby, man. Let the dead bury the dead. We got a mission to go do. No, Jesus, that's how you rolling? But I thought you were sweet and kind. Let me go back. It's Rock 41. I should have typed the class that. Let the dead bury the dead, boy. But we're dealing with the weariness of man right now. It's Rock 41 where I stopped off at. We'll start at 10. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again, so the unrighteous shall go from a curse to destruction. The mourning of men is their bodies, but an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. So it's best to try not to have your name blotted out of that book of life. Have regarded to thy name, for thou shalt continue with thee above a thousand great treasures of gold. I mean, a name is better than that. A good life hath but few days, but a good name endureth forever. So what would you rather have? A good name or a good life? Ask yourself that question. What would you rather have? A good name or a good life? Ecclesiastes chapter 1, starting at verse 7. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full, unto the place from whence the rivers come. Thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. There is no new thing under the sun. Now we say that last part. Man, there's no new thing under the sun. But we never once thought about, it's talking about you. You're the thing that was and shall not be. Not once have we ever thought about, is that me that's not new under the sun? And there is anything where it may be said, see, this is new. It has already been of old time, which was before us. There, and then this is the kicker, this is the answer for us. There is no remembrance of former things. We don't remember the former things. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come afterwards. Those that come after us, they ain't going to remember what they did here before. The same way when we came, we didn't remember what was before us, because we don't remember former things. I'm going to tell you a conspiracy theory. I'm going to just drop this conspiracy theory out there. It's going to be a wild conspiracy theory. You ready for it? You ready?
Go.
How many people I got online? 6 people it look like. I don't know, it might be more. Is the people online ready to hear a conspiracy theory? Let me see something real quick. This is a conspiracy theory. Let me see something. I want to see if more people don't tune in with me. Okay, it says 7. Let's 6 here. This is the conspiracy theory. They say, when you die, right? They say, hey, go into the light. Go into the light. All right? You done heard that before. What if that light you go into is the womb and you're coming out of your mother?
And then you're going out again.
No, not going out again, but you dying. So you heading into the light. Now you done died, you done came out, you going through the womb, and I'm born again. What the hell? And that's why you cry. Because you remember like, dang, I just died, man, but now I'm here. I'm really
Well, if you die and you're born again, and if you remember everything, you can live a much better life.
But as you get older, you forget. As a baby growing up, you don't remember because former things are passed away. You don't remember. But when you look at babies, you swear the baby been here before. Like, man, this is an old soul. You ever heard what they say about babies? This is an old soul, and this is that, there, blah, blah. It's a conspiracy, you feel me? Don't quote me on it. This is something to think about. That's why I call it a conspiracy theory. It's just something. There's no truth behind it. Because what dead person can you ask what really happens after you die? Nobody. You gotta wait till you die to experience what death is. You can't go to nobody and ask them, hey man, what happened when you died? Obviously they're not dead if you're talking to them. I'm just throwing something out there, man. Play with your mind real quick.
What happens when you don't follow commandments?
Destruction. But at the end of the day, you go back to the Most High, and you're being born cursed. You don't know what that curse is. You don't know what the Most High got planned for you. Oh, you evil and you wicked. But I touch on a few of that in my next little section. You feel me? But let me read this part. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 7. Oh yeah, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. So we already get that understanding. So no, you can't be born and come right through the darn birth canal. Because we just answered it with the scriptures. You feel me? Even though I threw a conspiracy theory out there, I answered the conspiracy theory. No. Because when you die, your spirit goes back to the Most High. So you're not going through the light and being born right again. When did you go back to the Most High? But they say that just in a sense to try to put theories out there in the world, you feel me? And all they're doing is when people come up with these theories, they eliminate the Most High out of their equations. But we ain't eliminate the Most High things we do. That's why in our words and our deeds, we do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the power, which is our Abba, our Father. So they can't fool us no more with that. Some people, I said it, but I hope people know this is how you combat that. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. You feel me? I'm going to jump to Sirach. Back to Sirach, and we're going to chapter 2 and verse 1. And we're going to deal with some of those of the wicked and the righteous dealing in this world. Not knowing that when we go through these things, these adversities and the weariness you're going through, how else can the Most High make you perfect? You have to go through trials and tribulations in order to purge yourself of all the wickedness. And this is another reason why we do come back to this earth. We now coming back to the earth post Hamashiach Yahushua versus pre Hamashiach Yahushua. Before we died and came back, Yahushua ain't been. But now we go and come back, Yahushua is here. We have a chance to get our act together by diving into these scriptures. You feel me? Well, let's touch it. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for what?
For temptation.
Well, let's see what that temptation is. Proverbs 2 and 1. I'm going to go through a couple real quick. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and lifteth up thy voice for understanding, if thou seeketh her as silver and searcheth for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Most High and find the knowledge of the power. Chapter 3 and verse 1, Proverbs. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. For a length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. You heard that part, right? For a length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee, if you incline your heart to these commandments. Because again, the Most High is not surprised by what we do. Because at any given time, he could have took us out. He was the one that gave us that mercy and grace to begin with. When we got caught up doing something we shouldn't be doing, and that bad thing that was supposed to happen didn't happen. The Most High saw us through that. But hey, you might have to take this here with you. Whatever it is he give you, hey, take this with you. You still live, but now, what kind of life is it? The same way I told you earlier, broke our bodies down. Now we done added life to us, or our thing is set here at 80 years. So because I did that thing, now I gotta go do this for the rest of my life. I might be maimed. have only one arm, stuck in a wheelchair, paraplegic, where all I can move is my head. I can't move no other limbs or bodies. You feel me? 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 3, verse 12. 2 Timothy chapter 3, we're going to start at verse 12. Yea, and all that will live righteously in a Mashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And the person you're going to learn these things from is going to be the Holy Spirit written up in the scriptures. And that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures. You see that? When they try to eliminate the scriptures, even in Timothy, it's telling you that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through the faith which is in the Mashiach Yahushua. That's one of the things we went over in Dade County, dealing with the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. You can't keep the faith and void the law. You need them both. You need the law and the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua in order to get salvation. You need them both. You can't have one without the other. So people see us out there teaching in the streets, and that will be on the comment board. Oh, you only teaching keep the laws. You're not teaching Jesus. What happened to sweet Jesus? Oh, come on. But all they teach is Jesus. You feel me? And they forgetting the law. You need them both. You can't have one without the other.
He wasn't without the law in the first place.
Huh?
He wasn't without the law in the first place.
Exactly. We understand that. But they think because he did it, we don't have to do it now. He's the end of the law, because they read that aspect and not knowing what he is the end of. He's the end of the sacrificial law. Because we don't sacrifice animals no more. What do we sacrifice?
Oh, we do the service, but a broken contrite heart.
Well, what are we sacrificing?
Well, we're doing all the works
But what are we sacrificing?
ourselves.
That's the answer. We ain't putting animals up there no more. We literally putting ourselves up there. The same way he put himself up there, we got to put ourselves out there like that and do the work. Because he's not going to come down and do the work for us. We got to get out there and do the work ourselves. Who shall stand up for me against the evildoers? Yahushua showed us how to do it. He ain't have a spot to live. You feel me? As we just read in Matthew 8. I don't got nowhere to lay my head at. A fox can go into a hole and a bird got a nest. But me, the Son of Man, the greatest man to walk the planet Earth, I got nowhere. Because I'm going to be about my Father's business dang near 24/7. Hey, think about that, man. That's all I can say. And that from child that has known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in the Mashiach Yahushua. All Scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished into all good works. James, chapter 1, 2 through 4. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Your patience is going to make you perfect at the end of the day, because you're patient with what's going on. You're not rushing to try to solve it. You taking it with stride. I ain't gonna say it like that the other way I was about to say it. You done took one up, bump somebody gonna hit you. You done took that, and you're gonna rock with that thing. Going back to Sirach, chapter 2. Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in times of trouble. Quick precept, Deuteronomy 10, 12 real quick, 10 and 20. Quick precept, 10 and 20, Deuteronomy. Thou shalt fear the Most High thy power, him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name. Swear by Mashiach Yahweh. Swear by that name. In the name of Mashiach Yahweh that the Father gave us. Jump right back to Sirach. There's the understanding of all praises be. Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, and be patient, there go that word patient again, when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. The same way you're tried in the fire, the same way acceptable men is tried by the Most High in that adversity. Wisdom of Solomon. We're going to go to chapter 3, verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved him, and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace have he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. Because the Most High can't use you if you don't know how you're going to handle these things. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine. Meaning we've been perfecting it. We've been perfecting the craft. Every time something come upon us, oh, okay, I conquer that. Boom, boom. You stiff arming everything, you conquering everything. So now the Most High know, okay, when I put him out there to succeed, he's going to shine at that thing. You're going to stiff arm the competition. Time of their visitation, they shall shine, and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations. How can he put you out there as a judge for the nations, but yet you can't control yourself? You feel me? And have dominion over the people. How you gonna put you over dominion over the people, and you don't have dominion over yourself? This is what Hamashiach showed us. How to get dominion over yourself. How to control yourself. And their outer one shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. You put your trust in the Mashiach Yahweh for the Father, you want to understand this truth. And such be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect, which is the children of Israel, as we already know. Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 17. Psalms. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 3. The fining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the outer one tries the hearts. And you know what the heart is, right? Do I have to pull it?
No.
What is the heart?
The mind is part of the mind.
No, not that. It's part of the mind, yes it is. But what is your mind and what is your heart? What does it do continually? I'm going to get it for you. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5.
Oh yeah, the heart is wicked imaginations of the heart.
Continue. So that's what he's trying. So when people say, oh, he knows my heart. Man, he knows your heart because he know you wicked. So in order to get a wicked heart right, guess what you got to do? You have to put that thing through the fire. And every time he puts your heart in the fire, he's trying to get you clean, to get out the impurities. He's giving you a chance when he does that. But our people miss it. They don't get it. 1 Peter chapter 1. We're going to ride with verse 6. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. Wherein it ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. These are the temptations. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, through it, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of a Mashiach Yahushua, whom having not seen ye love, and whom thou know ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. So at the end of the day, we do all of this because ain't that's the name of the game? The salvation of your soul. So when we going through these adversities and we got the weariness of heart, we can't let that bog us down. We got to be able to stand through that. Because at the end of it, believe, this is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way of right, and trust in him. The same way as the wisdom of Solomon said, we have to trust in him. We have to trust in the Mashiach Yahushua, that he came and did what he did for the children of Israel, because that's what the Father asked of him. And now we got to do our aspect. He done called us out of the wickedness and brought us back into this truth. The truth is what's going to uphold at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's what's going to uphold everything. The water for everybody logging in. Shalom Robinson. And the water princess for putting everything in the writing scriptures down for me. So everybody can go back and see exactly what the scriptures was at, where it brought it out at. Fine. That's a lot. Oh, damn. She was really doing everything. Seeing if anybody else logged in. Yeah, when y'all log into the class, man, always put something in the board. Let me know you're there. Shalom, brother. I have a question. Why can't I keep a job in the truth? Repolis 323. I gotta delete the other person too, man. Why you can't keep a job in this truth? Because it's hard, man. The Most High has gonna put us in this captivity, and being in the truth, you gotta understand. This is not a relaxation time. I suggest try to find something you like and deal with that. That's part of the class I went over. You have to find something you like and deal with that. Being in this truth, because we all gonna have to work. A man don't work, he don't eat. So you need a job, and if you let your woman maintain you, you don't know what comes from that. Vexation of heart with her, because she's maintaining you. As a man, we got to get out here and do stuff we don't want to do. They changed my schedule up at my job, so you know what my next step is? I got to either work on my own company so I can build that up to where I can get up out of there, or switch jobs. Try to stay within the same field, because as you know, if you try to get a house or you want certain things, they want to see job history. Now, dealing with job history, you can't jump from job to job and let it be different field to different field. You can't be a carpenter today and baking cookies the next day. You feel me? You done been a carpenter, you done cook cookies, and now you selling tires at Pet Boys. You can't be jumping from field to field. They're gonna look at you like he's unstable. You have an unstable mind right now. They won't feel comfortable lending you money to go get you a house if every 6 months you switching jobs and your field is changing as well. But if you're a dentist and you just go from dentistry to dentistry, they cool with that. You got 10 years in the dentistry field. Okay, we can give them some money because that you always gonna need. People always need their teeth fixed. So, I'm talking to what's the brother? I hope that's a brother. Yeah, I passed it. Shalom, Benita, Francisca, the Levite sister. Shalom. Propellus 323. I don't know if you're still logged in, but yeah, you can't. You have to work. We all in this truth. I got some brothers that's being in the truth, and when they jobs start acting up on them, especially when they don't want to give them the Shabbat off, they'll jump ship. But they got stuff in emotions where they trying to be an entrepreneur. And that's the thing. That's what, there's all types of niches out here. If you good, and as they say, I can give you a lick. Again, since I'm about financial freedom, I'm going to throw this out here. How hard are you willing to work? Because if you want to be your own boss, there's nothing wrong with cutting lawns. You'd be surprised how much money you can get from cutting a lawn. And you don't need much to do that. You can start a lawn business for less than $1,000. As long as you have a truck, a good lawnmower, and you can build your clientele up to where you got 4 or 5 people in a nice truck, and you go try to bid on a contract for the county or the city. Because people need to cut the grass on the side of the highways. But some of that work they do contract out. You just got to be able to go get that contract. Get your car, put your business together and get everything in the right position to where you can go get that stuff handled. So you don't have to worry about why I'm punching on this man's clock here and they telling me what to do. But you have to start somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with working at a job to build up your some income to where you can venture out and do something for yourself. It's that time now. When I say it's that time, they done made a lot of stuff accessible for us in this captivity. But again, this is not our rest. We're not trying to become billionaires to where, I want to sip and drink tea and gin every day. And when the Most High come back, now you looking sad like a dude in what it was, John 19 or John 16? What shall I do, good master, that I may have eternal life?
The young man?
Yeah, the young man. Good master, what good thing shall I do? And you got all your riches, and now you don't want to depart from that. You a billionaire. You think a billionaire, when Habashiach come back, a billionaire gonna be like, what, you here? Hey man, I'll holler at y'all. Throw the billion to the side and dip. And he telling you, come on, let's go out to the wilderness. Use this leaf to get your body right after you did that. You're like, wait, what? Oh no. I've been sitting on the gold toilet and using $100 bills to wipe my behind. You want me to use a leaf now?
Have a grasshopper.
Huh?
Have a grasshopper.
Yeah, have a grasshopper. Eat some of these here. You gonna be looking at that man crazy. Okay. Because you thought it was all nice here in Babylon. Do not get caught up like the brothers did and the sisters did coming out of Egypt. They had the good life. They were reminiscing on fried or everything. And now, literally, you get to see the Most High separate the sea, and you still want to murmur about what you did in Egypt. You never seen nobody come out to Egypt and do the things they did for you. I'm gonna let everywhere be dark, but where we're at. Come on, man. You literally can step out your door and look across the way and be like, what's dark? It's death over there. Man, I'm glad we got the sun shining over here nice and bright, boy. Just look out your door and look over there like, man, why all them frogs jumping out of the sky? Since when did it ever rain frogs like that? And the frog try to hop towards your direction, they go bing. And he turn around because he can't get me where y'all at. Come on, man. Don't get caught up. So, again, that's the class, the weariness of man. Go through. The princess typed all the scriptures down for you at the bottom in the comic board so you can go through and write them all down. And go over these scriptures. Go over these scriptures. Any class at any time you come to, either if it's with us or any other body, write these scriptures down. Study for thyself so you can get an understanding about what's going on in these scriptures. This is where we find comfort at. This is how we save our salvation for our souls. And this is how we get to the kingdom. Faith in the Mashiach Yahweh, keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, getting the wisdom out of these scriptures and applying that wisdom. and using it as knowledge. With all thy getting, get understanding and apply it. And with that, I say shalom, family.